fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I am live to report the news. So the million-dollar question is, we got the confirmation from both promoters. We got Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. So we know what the split is. We know what the venue is. We know a lot of those things. But what we don't know, will Anthony Joshua take the 60-40? That's been buzzing all around social media right now. You guys, when you come in, hit that like button. We got to discuss this. Will you? Hit the like button for me. Reinhard Schneider, the gun-shy bodybuilder, will duck. Reinhard says that this and that 40% is very fair. Kenny B, what up, Kurt? 60-40 is a great offer. Muhammad Ali, bars. Kurt hopes you're doing well, champ. I'm getting better, man. I'm getting better. Chino Figueroa, salute. Can't wait for this fight to happen. Fire, boxing, fire, fire, boxing, boxing emoji. Arism, Kurt, enough love. Bless up, brother. Counterpunch to you. Looks like Joseph gonna get smashed, or Josh, should I say, is gonna get smashed. Look, Tyson Fury's laying down the law. You know, let's hit that like button. We got 60 people up in here. Let's get those likes up. Why this? L, yeah, 40% is good. Bill, counterpunch to you, brother. What's up, man? How you doing? Reinhard Schneider, this is going to end bad for AJ. Well, hey, I think it ends bad for him if he doesn't take the fight. Tony Osas, great offer, let it happen. MJ, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Listen, this reminds me of Manny Pacquiao. Okay. Nathan, perfect time, and Kurt just clocked into work. Absolutely. Let's go. Let's get it. Moshin, bang. Yo, Kurt. What up, broski? What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Chino, I wish they can allow more than just one like. Yeah, I know, right? Because people are slacking. We got 90 people in here. We got 17 likes. When you come in, hit that like button. I know we're piling in. We come in at different times. You know, we all are in different time zones all over around the world. We're doing different stuff. We're hearing enough. We're trying to get rough. We're trying to get tough. Bars. What percentage chance would you give AJ in this hypothetical fight? You know something? Styles make fights. I've been saying that. Nothing changes because he lost to Usyk twice. Okay, nothing. Why? Because Usyk is not Tyson. Tyson is not Usyk. Tyson is 6'9". Usyk is 6'3". Do they fight alike? No. That's a different style for a different fight. So I give him probably the same amount that I give the purse split. 40%, 60% in favor of Tyson Fury. But don't be surprised on what happens, because this is boxing. 40% is a gift. AJ should be biting Fury's hand off. James Morris, got a punch to you. Can November be the problem? Well, if it's a deal breaker, it is. But then we heard December as well. So if you're going to go from November, if you're going to go from December to then say, hey, November's a deal breaker, that could be a possible problem. And then that's when you should start really scratching your head for that. I think it's going to be an interesting fight. Omar, I do too. If it happens, if it jumps off. Hello from, is it Leicester City, England? Michael Doyle, counterpunch to you. Tyson is a predator. He wants the lion when it's down. AJ should be rebuilding before taking a big fight. Jay Raymond, I agree. If you're gonna fight somebody and you know they're at their light or least or worse, fight them now. That t-shirt, you sit, baby. I am Phil I am very filled. And I am very filled right now in curiosity to see what's going on with this fight. AJ, his gas tank is too low to pressure Fury for several rounds. Well, how about trying to box him? You know, I think it's going to be a pretty even, balanced fight due to Joshua's style and Tyson Fury's style. AJ is better against taller fighters. Also, I heard rumors AJ might go back with Tony Sims. Kenny B, I think he's better at taller fighters too. I think he's very, very good with taller fighters. It's the shorter fighters that can get up under those tall, lunging, long shots of Joshua's, okay? I think he has problems with those worse so versus taller fighters. I heard from Frank and Eddie, it's on. AJ wants it. Gary, I seen that interview today, Talk Sports. Nikki Blue Eyes Austin. Good evening, Kurt. I hope all is well. Good with you, considering Joshua has lost his last 2 fights. 40% split is fair in my position, in my opinion. Let me tell you something, Nikki. I think it was a lot better than Floyd Mayweather's offer to Manny Pacquiao for $40 million flat. I think it was better than that. Bars. Bryce Production. If AJ beats Fury and gets the WBC belt, will AJ and Usyk 3 happen? It probably will, because I think Usyk will take that fight because, for one, it's a bigger money fight. 2, that's a hell of a redemption from AJ. And 3, he's all about the undisputed anyway. That's, you know, so yeah, that would happen for a lot of reasons. The only thing we won't get to see is Tyson Fury take on Alexander Usyk, which I'll be disappointed, because I don't believe in triangle theories. Because we all know what Usyk can do with Joshua, and he's done it twice. So if Usyk, you know, he's relaxed and chilling, and Joshua's able to beat Tyson Fury, he better be able to fight Usyk again, but we'll be cheated out of a fight that I wanted to see. See, I'm all about variety, okay? Not quantity. I'll take quality over quantity any day. Yo, Kurt, what's up? Loreco, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Evening, Kurt. 40% is good. Absolutely, St. Don. I hope AJ accepts. I hope he accepts too. You is stating AJ is accepting the offer. Yahoo would. Yahoo should say you-hoo. Andre, good evening, Kurt. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Genuinely think Tyson is trying to help him out and doing my favor. He could not Tyson clean out. That would be funny, wouldn't it? That would be some funny shit if AJ, all that shit that he did after that fight, he comes in, what? Who you talking to? Boxing Wave, what's up, my brother? Coming in with that $9.99 super chat. I believe the 60-40 split is reasonable, but more importantly, I love the fight. Absolutely. Listen, I don't like to get in fighters' business or in their pockets, but if we know what that is and we can count, and we're all businessmen at some degree, or women, right? You're just gonna read that with your eyes closed, or however you see it. It's just on a much bigger scale. Appreciate you in here, Boxing Wave. I hope it goes through. It just should be better than Ruiz Ortiz snoozer. Crowd booed at times. Glad I didn't pay. Ricky Torre, I did pay. And it wasn't a boring fight, because at any minute you thought like this was going to happen. Something's going to happen. But I mean, it could have been more, you know, I think Andy should have pressed the action. It shouldn't have been old ass Ortiz pressing the action to that fight. And he did, and what did Andy do? He held like a bitch at the end, and I'm like, yo, you got 3 knockdowns. You're Mexican. Where's the machismo? Take him out. You know, crazy. Cartman, Usyk will not do to Fury what he did to AJ. Well, if they ever fight now, AJ better accept, because that's a fair offer. Where the problem will be is the pay-per-view split. Well, I mean, no, it's 60-40. 60-40 split means exactly that. You can't look around. You can't make stuff up. The only person that could do that is Tyson. And I told you guys earlier, Devils is with the details. Fury will walk straight through Joshua. Okay, Mark, we got to see. David Woods, evening, Kurt. The fight has to be in December and not November, which Warren wants. It's too early for AJ. Well, I mean, that would be, if it's a deal breaker, we will know what time it is. That would be the catch-22. Hey, we'll give you 60-40, but it better be this date or you'll be too late. Bars. And then we'll say bullshit because it's like, really? The date? That's the only thing? That's the only problem? Tyson's talking about he's a fighting man. That guy is all about money. Yeah, it's good to say that you're about only fights, but we're all prize fighter. Floyd Mayweather said it best. I'm a prize fighter. I'm a prize fighter, dummy. What you mean you don't what you mean you don't fight for money? Motherfucker, I'm a prize fighter. It's a bit embarrassing if this happens for AJ and Wilder, with Fury being the only one who ever to have fought the big three-headed monster, as they say. Well, that would be impressive. And I will say this, if Tyson Fury fights AJ and that fight happens, win, lose, or draw, okay? Andrew Tate stops Usyk easy. Okay. I heard of Andrew Tate. I know who that is. This ain't Tommy. Look, this ain't Jake or Paul. Wait, this ain't Jake. What's his brother's name? Or his brother. Let's put it that way. I believe that loss to Andy messed up Joshua. You know what, Chino? I'll say this. I believe that loss that Andy took from Joshua messed him up. I think those guys canceled out each other, to be fair, because Andy ain't the same dude no more. You see how he attacked Joshua in that first fight? He could have done that easily to Luis Ortiz, but why didn't he? Logan, okay, yeah. These ain't Jake and Logan's here. This is a athlete. Fury got 7 kids. I believe you. Poor little pair, just pushing them out, boy. Andy too heavy to pressure for several rounds. Well, shit, I mean, he was around the same, no, he was around the same size as he was when he fought Joshua the first time. I think Fury's offering AJ the fight to avoid Usyk. At least Fury knows that AJ lost twice, but I still think it will be an awesome fight. Mark Griffin, good counterpunch. Because, I mean, that's an interesting statement. You know, you like, what? Let me take the second best because he's the wounded animal. But here's the thing. It wasn't like he was knocked out. It wasn't like he was put down. Okay? It wasn't like that. Anglos don't deserve Fury. I think Fury is offering AJ the fight to avoid. Okay, I got that one. Moshin Bang coming in with that $10 pound love. Fury trying to catch AJ at lowest. Eddie won't want it. Fury probably let go of the WBC at some point. Otherwise, Wilder will almost be Mando. And number one wants them blows to the head, even if Fury keeps winning. Well, the thing is, he wants that AJ fight because Tyson knows where that money is. Tyson knows that. Tyson's no dummy because he knows, look, I've already messed up by letting him fight Usyk. Because let's be real, I honestly believe Tyson Fury, Bob Arum, Frank Warren could have just said, you know what, fuck that Wilder fight. Wilder, you fight the winner out of this super fight. See, here's the thing. If they were willing to snatch Usyk away from his position and throw him in there with Joyce, they could have done the same to Deontay Wilder with this contract. They could have done that same thing. But they didn't. Because they knew, listen, we've already beaten Wilder twice, 1.5, a draw and a win. So we're going to do this because it's easier. Not because they had to. Not to say I don't believe that Wilder didn't deserve it, because Wilder did deserve it. Kurt would agree that AJ was better with Tony Sims at the beginning of his career. AJ was fast and strong, or Keith Garcia. I don't know. I don't know who he'll have. I don't know if he was better. I just know Joshua was shook after he took that left hook. Bars. Dropping them bars today, guys. This will be the biggest fight for us, I think, the UK, if and only if it happens. Mark, it will be. It will be. That will be the biggest bar none, and it has to be in Wembley. Fury don't want any part of Joshua until Joshua lost. Well, that's how a lot of fighters are. Think of what Floyd Mayweather did. Manny Pacquiao lost a strange decision. The hell is my voice at? To Timothy Bradley. He got knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez. That was in 2012. 2013, Manny came back and fought Chris Algieri. You guys remember that? He fought Chris Algieri, and then that was in 13. 14, he fought Bradley again, beat Bradley for the second fight. Then he fought someone else. I can't even remember who he fought. Then all of a sudden, Floyd, Money Mayweather, and Manny Pacquiao met at a fucking basketball game, and then the fight happened. They had business, they ate, they went out, they hung out, and that's how it happened. It could be at Millennium Stadium with high capacity, but with a roof. It could be. Fury had to fight Wilder 3. You lost. Are you mental? No. Listen. Bob Arum later said that if we knew Prince Khalid had the money, we could have done it. If it wasn't for Eddie Hearn, if we knew earlier, we could have bypassed the arbitration. That's what he said. That's what Bob said. It ain't what I said. AJ still needs to lose some muscle mass, especially to fight Fury. Fury has a good gas tank. He has a better one. He has a better one than Joshua, because believe it or not, I think Tyson Fury getting fat as hell helped Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury was able to walk around with that weight for as long as he did, and when he lost it, he was just this loose fat boy. He was like Slim Bob versus Bob on Tekken. I don't know if you guys watch play Tekken. You don't watch Tekken, you play it. It's a game. This channel actually thinks Fury is scared of AJ. No, I don't think Fury's scared of AJ. Wow, was like Bob Arum was in the room. I know, right? He was. I channeled him. I channeled him. Has it Wembley got a moving roof? They probably do have a moving roof, but I think they can easily get another 5,000-6,000 people in that stadium. They're going to break records with that. Let me get this here from you. Okay. Pay for it. Pay for it. Kurt, see how fast big fights can be made in the UK. Yeah, it's making us look bad, man. I tell you. Kid you not. We're still looking to see Crawford and Spence. What happened? They still talking? They're still in negotiation? There's been a lot of talk about the split, but no mention of one-sided rematch clause. Well, I don't care about the rematch clause. And see, that's the thing. I think rematch clauses can be in the way. I don't look, if the fight is that good, if it's good enough to warrant one, they'll have one. Or then maybe it'll be like Pacquiao and Mayweather. They'll fight one time and never fight again. Bob should pay you a voiceover fees. I know, right? The son of a bitch sounds more like me than me. Do you think Wilder will take Ruiz fight after seeing his performance against Ortiz? Brandonio, TNL. Of course he will. He wanted that fight anyway. He wanted that anyway. Is Fury's gas tank better than AJ's, considering AJ could go 12 rounds with a move like Usyk? It depends, because, you know, Tyson is a guy that knows what to do. Regardless if he's tired, he's not going to quit. That's what I learned when Tyson Fury came back in 2018, and people thought he was going to gas out against Wilder, even though Wilder's not a pressure guy. So, you know, even nonetheless, he still went 12 rounds when we didn't think he was going to go 5. So, you know, Kurt, are you watching Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall this weekend? It's airing on ESPN. Yeah, I'll watch it this weekend. I won't be doing anything this weekend. I'll watch it. Commercially, he is worth 50-50, but he don't bring anything else to the table. The fight itself lost value too, as most people see Fury as a massive favorite now. Add Mick. Let me tell you something. It did lose its muster. It could have been bigger. It would have been bigger. But we can't talk about what it could have, would have, should have. It is here now. It's here on a silver platter. This is what it's like. This is what it is. But to tell you the truth, Kurt doing the Bob counterpunch. Like the man said, AJ didn't do that, Andy Face. You just take it out of here. It's in there. AJ, I'm not a 12-round fighter. I'm 18 stones. I'm heavy. See, that's just AJ saying or believing that he's actually that fucking big. He's that big because he puts muscle on to be that big. He maintains that weight because he thinks it's a part of an image. See, that's no growth. Honestly, that's no growth. If he still thinks, oh, I can't lose weight, he's forgetting about what happened in 2019 late. Bars. He lost a lot of that damn weight, right? And he moved faster. He was quicker. His punches were better. And you could tell in round 12, he was still dancing around. Anthony Joshua was, what, 240? And he probably wasn't even 240. He was probably about 237. But if he was 240, he was dancing around looking slim. He didn't have all that bulk. His arms he didn't throw his arms, and his arms were like, when you look at Joshua throwing left hooks, it looks like it's something that's like he's wearing something on his arms. They feel heavy. That's AJ making excuses. AJ was throwing 60 punches around in combos against Takam, and he was heavier than against Tank. I don't know, man. That's a good question. That's a very good question. Renee Padilla. Salute Kurt. Praise the Lord Jesus Christ, because you know when he died on the cross, he paid the price. Bars. Man, them sound bars right there, Renee. Counterpunch to you, brother. Ricky Lee. Sup, Kurt. Could you do your Tyson Fury impression? And you say you big Dawsa. Love it when you do that. Ricky Lee. You big Dawsa. I am the Gypsy King. I'm 60, he's 40. He's 40, I'm 60. That's how it flies. And I tell no lies. Bars. King Mike Hall. Exactly, man. I'm bringing them bars. I'm glad this fight is happening, but Joshua needs to be like 237, maybe 235, 100, so he won't be tired. Yeah, see, at that weight, he's still able to throw freely. The punches will land. Whoa, Fran Sanchez hits too hard. Disqualify him. It feels dirty. Bars. Whoa. Everybody coming in with those bars. I think everyone, thank you. I think everyone was unsure about how much the drugs and alcohol layoff affected Fury. That's why most of them doubted him and Wilder. Yeah, it was the layoff, the ring rust, the lifestyle, the inactivity. It was a lot of stuff with Tyson Fury. So a lot of us doubted it. You know, we heard him run his mouth, but hey, could he back it up? You know, is he writing a check? Is his mouth writing a check that his ass can't cash? That's good. It's good. But to tell you the truth, to this day, Kurt, AJ was much better fighter before 2019. I'm getting a burger. Did you think did you think Fury did you think Fury will be able to hurt AJ unlike Usyk could? I think Fury can. Fury, look, this is the heavyweight division, man. Somebody hits you damn near 300 pounds, he's gonna hurt you. Ask Deontay Wilder about that. Can Tyson Fury hurt him? Don't look. We ain't gonna come with that Deontay Wilder pillar punching bullshit. Got stuff in the gloves. He had stuff in his gloves. He had his fucking knuckles in there, and he busted him up. That's why the third fight, I'm glad it happened. Was it the desired fight? No, but I'm glad that fight happened because it shows that when you sign a contract, you honor the contract. Don't do what you did in 2015, like you did with Vladimir, and get all coked out your mind and run the fuck off. That ain't how you do it. Okay? And he got out of that. Then the UCAD came back. They didn't come back because he decided not to fight Vlad. No, he came back after that fact. So at least at this point, okay, I'm honoring the contract. But I think look, I still think it was up to Tyson Fury, Bob Arum, Frank Warren, and they decided, you know what? Let's just fight Wilder. Let's get Wilder out of the way. We're not paying him shit. We're not giving him step aside to fight AJ. Bars. And they had that fight. But I'm glad it happened, so we stopped all the bullshit that we heard for months and months about what was it, man? Well, it was 100 different things. We all know. I don't even want to talk about that right now. How are you feeling about Jared Anderson? He's looking decent. He's looking good. He's looking good. Jared Anderson is probably one of our last hope. And I don't want to say last hope because we got my boy Frank Sanchez. Shout out to Pua. He's still, and I think he's a couple steps above Jared Anderson. But they're going to have to meet eventually. Sanchez and Anderson. That's going to be the next fight that in 3 or 4 years we will be talking about when AJ, Tyson Fury, Deontay, all those guys go. Those are the guys that we will be talking about in the foreseeable future. AJ is pissed enough to KO Fury. Look, that's what you want. You want that type of aggression from AJ. That shit he did after that fight, chunking them belts out the ring and all that bullshit. We need that aggressiveness from AJ. Don't get crunk now. Don't get crunk now. Kenny B coming in with that CA5 currency. What is that? What's CA anyway, Kenny B? What is that? AJ's problem is he keeps on muscle because it looks good and for advertising and sponsorships, and it costs him. Absolutely. He needs to understand he's an athlete first, because if it wasn't for him knocking motherfuckers out, he wouldn't have those endorsements and sponsorships. He would just be a regular ass dude like everybody else. You know? I think Fury will fight Joshua and then retire 100%. And then he will say the middleweight ducked him and say the belts are not important. That's Fury for you. The godfather of boxing. Well, that's Tyson Fury. I mean, look, Tyson Fury is a big, tall, white version of Floyd Money Mayweather. The only difference is Mayweather ain't bald-headed no more. You can't make that because he got hair. I can't front and I can't say nothing about Floyd having hair now. Going to say good night from South Wales, UK. Always a pleasure listening to you. Great person impersonations and experience in the boxing world. Mark Griffin. Have a good night, whatever time it is for you. We'll catch you on the next one. Yes, sir, but I'd like to see Sanchez versus Anderson next. I know, no, that's too early. Anderson is too early for Anderson to fight Sanchez. Sanchez is like 28 years old. Anderson is how old now? 25, 23? No, I don't think that's right now. Now, if it happened, I'll watch it, but I think Anderson needs to build. I think he needs to fight someone like a Daniel Dubois, or that's a fight for him. Frank Sanchez is going to do what he needs to do, and he's going to continue doing it. He took out Efe Ajagba. He took out the Nigerian legend. He's a Nigerian legend. I am from Nigeria. Anthony Johnson is not from Nigeria. I represent my people. I am the best in boxing. I am better than him. I want to fight Anthony Johnson in Nigeria. Show you people that I am the real Nigeria. AJ making millions losing. He's the Cowboys of boxing. Damn. Oh man, Fury stays out of the way. Clever. He gotta maintain this, or if AJ uppercuts like Klitschko, signal lost. If he hit him with that uppercut, and you know how Fury liked to lean on peoples. He liked to lean on peoples. Frank Sanchez is my number one. Hey man, he's a very good fighter. AJ has easier time with taller fighters. That AJ has trouble with smaller guys, because when he punches down at smaller guys, he gets countered with overhands, just like Ruiz and Usyk. Well, yeah, I mean, it's the angle. Yeah, it's still shaking. Punch variety. No, they didn't balance it. You need to take it somewhere and get it balanced. Joshua should go all in. The man has nothing to lose and everything to gain. Ahmed Kamal, and that's the danger. That's the danger of AJ. See, AJ's going in there like Ali was. See, Ali got beat by two people. He was just like AJ, or AJ just like him, rather. No disrespect. They both went to Madison Square Garden. They both were undefeated, and they both lost. AJ lost to Andy Ruiz. Muhammad Ali lost to Frazier, Smoking Joe. Then, what happened to Muhammad then? Ali then got beat by Ken Norton. Okay? Then, Foreman smashed Norton, and he smashed Frazier. So then everybody, believing the triangle theories. Oh, man. What was it, Howard Cosell? Muhammad Ali once beat a Sonny Liston. He once knocked the lights out of that particular baddest man on the planet. But can he beat the George Foreman that's never been defeated? Young, in his prime? I doubt it. And Muhammad Ali, let me take that thing off your head, because he had a two-piece. A toupee. Kurt, did you see the video of Sanchez saying that he would beat Fury? If so, what are your thoughts? Personally, I think Fury would be too much for him. I don't know. Because, see, a lot of these young, hungry fighters want these top challenges. I mean, he's quick, he's fast. He's been with the Reynosos. He's a Cuban fighter, so he has the pedigree. But, what is the insurances that he can beat Tyson? Does he have something, or does he have enough to keep off Tyson? But something, I do feel that if anybody is going to beat Tyson, it's going to be a smaller fighter. A smaller fighter will have the remedy, the antidote to beat Tyson Fury. Fury's pillow fist seemed to have knocked out more people recently than AJ and Wilder. That is absolutely correct. But I mean, who made that up, pillow fist? Wilder made that up, and it cost him, because he really believed that shit. He really believed that Tyson Fury couldn't punch until Tyson Fury knocked his ass out and beat him up, then knocked him out. That was bad. See, it's one thing to get knocked out. That's kind of like a oopsie. But then when you beat up, then you're knocked out, that's kind of like torture, then execution. That's the bad thing about it. Don't get beat up, then knocked out. And I'll tell you something, just a key reminder on Mr. Wilder. If Wilder goes in there and he gets caught and he immediately goes down, he's shot. His punch resistance is done. Why? Because Tyson Fury did it to him. The man that once upon a time that he believed couldn't punch. See what I mean? So, but it happens. It happened to Fernando Vargas. It happened to Arturo Gatti. It happens to a lot of fighters that's been in fights after fights after fights, and they've taken so much damage till they don't have any punch resistance. It's like, They sleep. They sleep. AJ has KO'd more champions than Fury and White combined. Well, he's fought more champions. So there you go. But I'll say this about Tyson Fury, and I forgot that I was going to mention this before. Tyson Fury fights AJ, win, lose, or draw. He has now Vlad, Wilder, White, Joshua. Those are like 4 huge names. What else would you want from him? You know, and then if he mess around and fights Usyk, if he beats Joshua, whoa. You can't, you know what I mean? Then you're looking at that resume. He just did it on the ass end of his career. Versus Anthony Joshua was doing that when he was stepping up in opposition. His resume was surprisingly better than these guys that had been around 4 or 5 years before he even came on the scene. Yeah, AJ was strap collecting. That's it. That's it. That's exactly what he was doing. He fought the WBA with Vladimir Klitschko. He fought and beat on the IBF, which, you know, Charles Martin. The WBO, he fought Joseph Parker. Okay, and he never got to that WBC until now. See, now I think, you know, he's already been he's the former 2-time heavyweight champion, right? So at this point, he's had that belt, defended that belt, lost that belt, got that belt back, or those belts, sorry, plural. Now he's fighting for the WBC. So that's the only belt that he hasn't fought for. He's fought for all the other belts. And if he could get that belt, he's had every belt. He just didn't have it all at one time like Mr. Lewis has done, right? But I think that's what's going to motivate him more, because I think with AJ, I think if this is the fight he wants, and he fights like we want to see him fight, he does what we want to see him do, and he still loses, still support the man because he tried. But if he goes in there and gives this half-ass bullshit performance and then acts a fool after that, it means you save too much energy for after the fact that something that didn't go the way you thought it was going to go. Counterpunch. Do you think a fighter like Povetkin will beat Fury? No. Because, see, Fury will see those punches coming. Joshua fighting Fury is better for him because Joshua likes to mimic Mike Tyson in a way, but Joshua couldn't do that with Usyk because he has trouble fighting small fighters. Listen, Joshua fighting or imitating Mike Tyson is a mistake. Mike Tyson is 5'10", okay? Shit, he's probably about 5'9" now. He's old, he's shrunk. Anthony Joshua, this motherfucker's 6'6". There is no reason he should fight like Mike Tyson. That's not gonna help him. That's why I wouldn't recommend Mike Tyson to train him. You imagine Mike Tyson training Anthony Joshua? Fucking get up on there, fucking hit this motherfucker. You hit this nigga, man, you fucking go uppercut, left hook, get up under him. Why would this tall 6'6" motherfucker be crouching down? That doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. Tyson had to fight like that because he was shorter. He used his advantage. You hit this motherfucker in his spine. You hit him and make him spinal. All that shit. No, I don't know. He needs someone like Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis knew how to fight, jab, brawl, box. He knew how to do everything. Wilder versus AJ is a bigger fight. Why fight Fury if he can't beat Wilder? That makes no sense, Tony. See, you believe in triangle theories. Based on what you just said, why would Ali fight Foreman if he can't fight Frazier and he can't beat Frazier? See, that's bullshit. See, history will teach us a lot. History repeats itself. So if we only learn that each fighter, just because this guy whooped this guy and that guy beat you, don't mean that you can't beat that other guy. Okay? Don't mean that guy can't beat you either. Because these guys beat each other. Frazier beat Ali. Ali beat Foreman. Frazier got beat by Foreman. Ali beat Foreman. Okay, so let's stop that. That's all the proof you need to know that what you said makes no sense. That sounds really honestly like somebody with an agenda. No, you can't do that because he got beat by the other guy, so he don't deserve to fight that other guy. See, no, If the fight's made, it's made. You better listen to Deontay. It's a business. I was literally scratching my head to tell him that, Kurt. Nikki, I know. I mean, people need to understand. That means nobody would even dare to be great if that was the case. That means it's a systematic structure that, hey, if you lost this fight, you know what? You can't fight nobody else. What kind of shit is that? I'm a fighter and you tell me I can't fight because I took a L? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're going to get roasted for that because we don't do that over here. We don't believe in triangle theories. You have to beat this dude and you can't even, don't even talk about fighting him if you can't beat this guy. They're like, no. They need to pump a bit of Fidel into the anger pipes of AJ. They need to do something with AJ. I think Robert Garcia needs to slap him if he stays a coach. And I'll tell you, I told you I will help you. Hey, Anthony, I'll help you and I'll try to help you. But you know what? I'm going to give you a little smack because I think you need it. You got too hot after that fight. You should have left that in the ring. See AJ slap his ass back. It's all about styles and matchups. Absolutely. It's all about styles and matchups. Joshua looked his best when Vlad helped him a little. Well, he can get Vladimir. I mean, Vladimir's an okay fighter. I mean, he's good. Vlad, I think Vlad could help AJ lose some fucking weight. He's too bulky. He's too big. This ain't a tough man contest. You got to be tough to fight, but like, let me show you my muscles. Your muscles ain't gonna win you the fight. In fact, they're gonna turn on you in the 7th and 8th round when you run out of gas, because your heart's pumping and they need, those muscles need oxygen. Okay, and then that's when you're gonna get tired. I seen him against Vladimir. Speaking of Vladimir, I seen AJ. I'm like, this motherfucker looks like he's drunk. No, he's fatigued because he's tired. I see AJ and Wilder coming to fruition. AJ knocks out Fury, Wilder knocks out Usyk, then Undisputed happens. Eddie, that would seem like some redemption shit. Imagine that. Now, look, you handled my dirty work. I handled your dirty work. Now, A-Juice and Jay, it's time for you to come my way so I can knock your ass out like I should have did in 2018. And when I knock you out, I'm going to knock your bitch ass manager out too. Eddie Hearn, I'm going to knock you out. Matter of fact, I'm going to get Leonard Ellaby to knock your bitch ass out. You all smiling and grinning with that bullshit accent. They ain't laughing with you. They laughing at you. Oh, Garcia didn't do anything to help AJ's mentality before or after the fight. No, not really, but I don't think anyone can. Your mentality, I think that's going to have to be something that he's going to have to do. Because if he's not going to do it. That's AJ. If Ruiz beat the fight out of AJ ain't got no fight left. So shit, keep the muscles. They ain't going to help you no way if you're not going to punch. Because there's times in that Usyk rematch, I seen AJ should have fucking threw or fought or something. He stood there with his dukes up. You think Peter Fury can, Antonio? I don't know. Will AJ versus Ruiz 3 happen? Well, I know Ruiz wants that shit to happen because he knows he's going to have a big payday. I like paydays too. I like the chocolate and the pecans, the peanuts. Oh, you mean money? I like that too. Kurt, this era of heavyweights is much better than the Klitschko era. Well, there wasn't enough people around. Like, no disrespect to Michael Hunter, but you had a bunch of fucking Michael Hunters, and then you had the Klitschko's, you know what I mean? Like smaller heavyweights that really couldn't, yeah, we can back in here, I think. Really couldn't put a dent in the fighting style of the Klitschko's. Latest here in UK, AJ versus Fury. Absolutely, John White. That's what we're talking about. The irony is Peter Fury the perfect trainer for AJ. I can have parties with the Mexican president. Yeah. I think Joshua has too much pride to apologize to Lewis and accept the fact that he can train him and show him a lot of things. Renee, I think that too. I think pride is going to hurt a lot of fucking people. It does. Pride doesn't help anything. Pride is only going to hurt you at the end of the day. But Lennox Lewis would be his best out. Lennox Lewis could teach him. You know, and you would think, because I'm like, why would you go all the way over here to get a guy that's never trained a heavyweight? Because I didn't see anything different about AJ. He looked meaner coming out. I mean, that's shit. You taking acting classes? Nico the best. No, people just say that they were big heavyweight, then too, of course, not all. Okay. AJ should hire Sugar Hill. That would be a good one, but again, that's a pride thing. And who's to say Tyson Fury won't want to bring Sugar Hill back into the equation if AJ, you know, they accept the terms. Joshua's in the best physical condition against Usyk the second time, but just lacked the killer instinct. Well, to me, he still looked tired. To me, he still looked like something was off. But I mean, he was in there with a guy that's the former undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world and has never been beaten. So, Olympic gold. I mean, you know, you can't knock a fighter until you go in there and get in there with that fighter. And a lot of people are doing that. You call them blown up middleweight and shit like that. Get in there with him and fight him. Let's see what he can do. If Joshua lost, is he down? Would he still be the cash cow? Yeah, if he wasn't the cash cow, he wouldn't be offered 40%. They would try to give him some bullshit offer like they did Dillian White. It's time for AJ to get his cardio together. Yeah, he's going to need it. So I think this is what I'm going to do. All right, I'm going to jump off here and create a poll. And the poll will be, will AJ take it? That's the only way we're going to know. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know how you guys feel about this particular potential fight. God bless all of you. Everybody be safe. I'm jumping off. I'm signing off. And everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.